his teacher, who was an atheist, trying to brainwash a year or an 8-year-old, 9-year-old kids at school. So she took the classroom outside to the field. And then she said, "Kids, do you see the bird?" "Yes, miss." "Do you see God?" "No, miss." "You see, there is no God." "Kids, do you see the tree?" "Yes, miss." "Do you see God?" "No, miss. There is no God." "Do you see the flower?" "Yes, miss." "Do you see God?" "No." "You see, there is no God." One of the kids, the Lord will always have a witness for himself, no matter where, how, and what time, and which year, and what place. One kid put his hand up and he said, "Miss, will you allow me to ask this question to the rest of the boys and the girls?" She said, "Yes," thinking he is already being gained by her. He said, "Class, I ask you this, do you see the Mrs. Brain?" They said, "No." "Well, miss, you have no brain." Just because you don't see. And then she said, "Kids, do you see the bird?" "Yes, miss." "Do you see God?" "No, miss." "You see, there is no God." "Kids, do you see the tree?" "Yes, miss." "Do you see God?" "No, miss. There is no God." "Do you see the flower?" "Yes, miss." "Do you see God?" "No." "You see, there is no God." One of the kids, the Lord will always have a witness for himself, no matter where, how, and what time, and which year, and what place. One kid put his hand up and he said, "Miss, will you allow me to ask this question to the rest of the boys and the girls?" She said, "Yes," thinking he is already being gained by her. He said, "Class, I ask you this, do you see the Mrs. Brain?" They said, "No." "Well, miss, you have no brain." Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So those who rejected the Lord, they don't want the second return to ever come, because that's where judgment is going to come. That's why, you see, in verse 13, the sea gave up the dead. You know, to give up on someone, just get off my case. I don't want you anymore. So they were forced by the sea. They were given up by the sea. My goodness, they were given up by the sea. And look at this. And death and Hades delivered up the dead who were in them. And they were judged, each one according to his works. The sea represents the world. My sons and daughters, please pay attention, especially the young ones, 80 plus. The teenagers in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 70s, all young. But the teenagers in their 20s. The world will laugh in your face at the beginning. The world will make things absolutely beautiful for you in the beginning. They will make it look so beautiful, so right. Nothing wrong with it, Mom. Nothing wrong with it, Dad. I'm just hanging around Macca's with my friends. I'm just going for a drive downtown. I'm not doing anything wrong. And even if we sit somewhere, Dad, all I'm drinking is water, 7-Up, orange juice, apple juice. I'm not drinking anything else. So at the beginning, it's beautiful. It feels right. It's seemed to be right. And nothing wrong with it, Mom and Dad. But give it some time later, and let me see, my beloved innocent child of God, what will happen to you. If you keep on going in that path, you'll end up drinking the poison of Satan. First it was honey, then poison came hidden in that honey. The world sings for you. The world dances for you. The world lights up all the streets for you. The world makes it easy for you. But in it is the poison of the enemy if you continue with it. Don't ever follow the world. Don't ever trust in what the world says or does. Don't ever. Mainstream media, any news is no news. Lies. They will never tell you what is good for you, because it is the world. The medical field, controlled by the biggest mafia, the pharmaceuticals, pharmakia in Greek. Lies. And any doctor that tries to be genuine gets attacked by the pharmaceuticals and threatened. Education, technologies, everything is poisonous. 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 They just passed a law here in Parliament, so-called house. For me, it's not Parliament. Anyone can go and get a new birth certificate, and if he's a man, he can say, I'm a woman. He was born a man, but he can go now and get a certificate and says, I'm a woman. And he can go into any public amenities that belongs to females, and he's a fully mature man, just because he was able to get a certificate. Now, you call this a government, a parliament? And I wouldn't buy them for a penny. There is no more real men. And not only men, no more real human beings, morally sound. A bunch of sick in the head. This is the world, my beloved children. This is the world. They lied to you. With Corona, they lied. From day one. From day one. Everything was a lie. Everything. The world doesn't like me. I haven't lost sleep over it. And I won't. So don't fall for these traps, my dear child. The world is not about fun. It's not about let's go out and have fun. You need to define what is fun. You need to define what is right and what is wrong. You need to know where you're standing. You need to know who you belong to. You belong to the one who gave his life up for you. It's the one who purchased you with the ultimate price, his life, his blood shed on the cross. You belong to Jesus Christ of Nazareth. You don't belong to this world. You step on it and step on Satan that rules this world. In Jesus' mighty name. You need to know. You need to know, my child. You need to know. You want to have fun? Come to church and listen to the good-looking bishop, baby. And you want to go next time downtown? Let's go and feed some hungry hearts for the Lord.